Hello, everybody. I am George from George's Riddle Academy, and today I'm going to play a blitz chess game of a duration of 5 minutes. And basically, I'm going to show you some chess principles that you should use during your chess games in order to get improved. So let's begin. Let's start the game and then we're going to analyze it, and then we're going to make some general conclusions. So we play for, we are waiting for our opponent who turned the game to the Sicilian defense. I play the open Sicilian defense with knight f3, knight c6, and now I open the position with pawn to d4, exchange. He does not capture the knight. He brought the queen to the semi-open c file. Um, I should promote this, bring forward this pawn here. I develop my knight, and after developing my two knights, I bring out the two bishops. The general rule is not to take, because if I take, he brings his queen on a better positional square. Thus, I have to continue my development. I develop my queen, so to then castle and connect my rooks. He's going to castle from the queen side. That sounds very interesting. Um, I bring my pawn here in order to create this strong pawn structure. He threatens my knight. I accept the exchange. That's still equal in material. Um, Pawn to b3. So I create a huge pawn pyramid. Black castles from the king side. So I follow the same pattern in order to have um a game with better attacking chances. I bring my rook here in order to add some protection. I recapture here. I think that his plan is to promote his pawn to um, d5 and then bring the rooks out. Uh, that seems to be really aggressive, so I would bring my queen to d3 to threaten his pawn in order to add more supporters, I mean defenders, and after bringing my rook here, I think that my position becomes more comfortable here at that point. Mm, should I bring my king here or a little bit more out? I would say here. I accept the exchange here. He recaptures, but instead of recapturing, I will I want this bishop to block this rook. So I recapture. I think that this should be a good choice, but I need the open file. He will bring his rook out here. and I will bring my rook also. Then I'm going to promote to advance this pawn in order to open a little bit this line because that should be a threat for my king. Uh, let's create that battery. I would recapture with the rook. Don't know. Let's make some trades here. That's not a threat because I just go here and my king is safe. So, ladies and gentlemen, uh, that's a very interesting endgame. I give a check here, he goes here, and then I give another check. If he pushes his pawn forward, I capture that. Uh, I also captured it in that situation. Uh, I am afraid a little bit of this check, but the king can retreat. My queen forces the black king to stay the corner, and now what do I do? I will bring my queen back here. Queen goes on d2. Very interesting. I capture the pawn, but then this check follows, and oh, my opponent resigned. I won the game. Let's go to the analysis board uh, to get some info about the accuracy of the moves played in the game. So, let's see what does the engine suggest. In addition, the first 10 moves of the game are called opening if you don't know this detail, because that makes a huge difference in chess, the opening phase and the middle game, because the opening refers to chess theory, often which is often about a piece's development, rook's connection, castling, and other basic attacking plans, which are going to develop during the middle game. Also, we call endgame the phase of the game where all the pieces have been captured, and generally uh, when sometimes the queen gets captured instead of the half of all pieces. So that's a bad accuracy, but doesn't matter. Uh, Human chess has this characteristic that it has no perfection, so we have some opportunities to get improved. Okay, so let's see my mistakes during this game. Ah, the computer says that that's not a good move to create the pyramid that I previously mentioned. So what's the best move here? Can you imagine? Take your time, you can observe it carefully, and then we're going to discuss it together in order to choose the best move. So, if your move is e5, okay, that's not bad. These pawns are covering the space, so the knight cannot go here or here, neither nor here. So after that move, knight goes here, because if black moves it there, he blocks the castle. Okay, after that move, what do we have? We have g4, which traps the knight because it cannot go here because of that queen. He cannot go here because of that pawn that we moved previously, and also he cannot move here where the h pawn threatens. So that's the correct move. Okay, that's not a good move also. What do you propose? Think about it for a while. Okay, if you observe it carefully, this pawn threatens that pawn, and it forces me to make a trade. But if I take that pawn, queen captures my knight. So I have two options, uh, or maybe three options. The first one is to keep that pawn on c4, because if he captures, I can easily recapture with the bishop, and that's a very good position close to the center. Another option is to advance it to c5, protected by the queen, and then by this pawn and this. Okay, that's not bad, but maybe it should be a slight weakness. But if I threaten his knight for another time, I think that this would destroy his plans, because, uh, okay, now he has this square available, he can make that maneuvering, but because of that pawn, he cannot move here or here, so I advance it again. Good move. Okay, the engine tells us that Queen d3 was not a good choice, so what do we do here? You can observe this pattern very carefully. Okay, as you see, pawn to e5 is for another time the best move, because if knight goes here, we capture that knight, and after the recapture we get it back with the bishop, and then he cannot trade queens because I have two defenders, and that's really bad for the black pieces. Okay, so let's make that move. And I would like to mention and something else here, that after that move, black is not able to play d5 because then I will have en passant available, and it seems that e5 is not the correct move. So what's our best option? We will learn now. The engine proposes knight a4 because whatever black plays, after moving my bishop, it doesn't matter where I move it, there is a potential pin, an undiscovered attack to black's queen, so that's very bad for the opposing pieces. Okay, I think that again, that's the correct move. Ah, no. Maybe e5 gives us the solution. Okay, that's not a lucky day. Let's see. Queen to d4. And then after this check, yeah, I think that this would be better. No. Queen exchange maybe. Yeah, because after that trade, I activate my rook, I create a strong battery, and I create a weakness to d7. Okay, that's all. I think that you learned some basic concepts of chess. I will keep making live streamings, playing games, in order to enrich your understanding of the game. We're going to discuss